Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing some thrift flips with the 2023 Pantone Color of the Year. This is a crazy bright pink color, which is totally out of my wheelhouse. Fortunately, DIY has a color that is going to be perfect for today's projects. And if you're wondering where to find any of my flips or the products I'm using, you can go to my website, upcycledbybrie.com, but I'll be sure to link all of that down in the description box below as well. And be sure to stay tuned for the end of today's video to find out who the winner of last week's giveaway is. Today are these thrifted brass frames. I found all of these together a few weeks back at Major Thrift. They were 20% off. I think I paid around $15 for all of the frames together. They're in good condition. The glass is in good condition as well, so I went ahead and picked them up for a fun spring project. I'm using some cardstock and also some transfers that I have left over that I need to use up. They've just been sitting in my stash. As we move into the new year, I want to clean out most of my craft stashes and get rid of some of the older stuff. But the flowers on these transfers are going to be the perfect color for the magenta trend that's going to be happening this spring. I know y'all have seen transfers done a lot, but if you are newer to my channel, a transfer is basically like a grown-up sticker. I love them. The image comes on a piece of plastic. You remove it from the paper backing, apply it to your project, and use a little rubbing stick to apply pressure to the plastic. That rubs the transfer image off onto your project. So you just work down the plastic, going nice and slow, making sure your transfer adheres. I'll drop a link below to the Iron Orchid Design retailer website. That way y'all can find one close to you. I decided after I had everything put back in the frames that they had too much empty space. So I went ahead and grabbed some of my IOD ink and a couple stamps as well. I picked out some bees and crowns, and I use a brayer when I apply my ink to my stamps. So I just put a little ink on parchment paper. I load my brayer up with the ink and then run my brayer across my stamp. Once I figure out my exact position, I hover over, apply it down, making sure I don't shift, and then I kind of tickle and press down across the entire stamp to make sure my entire image gets pressed. And here is a peek at how they turned out once they were all done. I am loving the combo of the magenta and the brass. Drop me a comment below and let me know what you think about my brass frame makeovers. Is this a style that you use in your home? I think they would look gorgeous in a shabby, chic, or grin millennial vignette. The second project today is this little vintage wall shelf. I loved the punch tin on it. The wood was worse for wear though, and since it had a heart, I thought this would be the perfect piece to add a little pink and give it a new life for a new home. I start by cleaning the piece. It wasn't very dirty, so I just used some basic Windex, and now I am removing the hardware so I can get a cleaner paint job. Here is the DIY kissing booth. This is a beautiful magenta clay-based paint. I'm using my Klingon R12 and I'm going to begin to give this piece a coat. I decided to paint the inside of the cabinet white just for a little bit of contrast, and for that color I used DIY Beadboard. This DIY paint is clay-based, which means it is pretty thick and it is highly pigmented, so the coverage is great. I did end up doing 2 coats on both the pink and the white just to make sure I had full coverage. I don't want the original wood to come back through. Once 2 coats are dry, here is what we are looking at. Now I'm going to do some wet distressing today, but I want to seal the pink in. So I'm using DIY Big Top and giving it 1 coat over the entire piece where there is any pink paint. I let that dry up completely overnight and then come back to it. You can see that the Big Top has a bit of a sheen to it, so if you like that, this is going to be a great top coat for you. It provides some good durable coverage as well. So now that I have got the pink paint sealed in, I'm going to take that same white that I used on the inside, the beadboard, and I'm going to paint over all of this pink. I know it seems kind of crazy, but this is going to give it a very authentic chippy look when I go to distress. Now the whole piece is white and I'm going to do a method called wet distressing. The clay-based paint by DIY is water soluble until it's sealed. So I can simply take a wet rag now and start rubbing off some of the white paint where I want the pink to poke back through. Since I sealed the pink up, it is not going to be water soluble anymore and it will stay put. This piece turned out really well. I was kind of nervous about rubbing all the paint back off to the original wood, but that didn't happen. The Big Top really sealed the pink in wonderfully. To final seal it, I am using a DIY clear wax. I take some out of the container and work off of my lid so I don't get any colored paint into my clear wax. I just use a little chip brush and apply an even coat, and I wipe any excess back off with a paper towel. I use that all over the outside and the inside, and then I decided I wanted to add a little more. So I grabbed my DIY black wax and I'm going to use this down around the edges and the corners to give an even more antiqued finish. And I think the black wax really tied the hardware and the punched tin in with the pink and the white. So I apply a little bit through the creases with a detailed brush, and now I'm just taking a fluffier wax brush here and buffing out my wax. Since I used the black wax over the clear wax, it gives me a little more time to play and move the black wax around. If I went straight black wax over the white paint, it would have soaked in way too fast and made a grungy, dirty look. Once everything was dry, I put the hardware back on, and I love the way this cabinet came out. What a difference from before. This color is going to be great going into spring, and the little hearts on this piece would be perfect for Valentine's Day as well. And now for the winner of the giveaway on my last video. I am scrolling up and down through comments. There were so many. I have gained a ton of new subscribers, so thank y'all so much. And I'm scrolling up and down and stopped right here on Miss Heather Wilson. So Heather, go ahead and email me upcycledbybrie@gmail.com and we will arrange to get these giveaway prizes to you. I hope y'all enjoyed today's thrift flips that included the 2023 Pantone Color of the Year. If so, be sure to give me a thumbs up, and if you haven't yet, subscribe and hit that notification bell to all so YouTube will let you know every time I upload a new video. Till next time, I'll see y'all later. Bye friends. Today we are going to be doing some thrift flips with the 2023 Pantone Color of the Year. Shoot, what's it called?